Okay, you guys. So I titled this Black Women Could Be Better, but Their Morale is Low. And so I'm trying to explain this the best way I can because I was trying to figure out how to come up with a title because what I have to say is not negative towards the black women at all. I just tried to figure out the best title for what I'm going to say. So I said the black women could be better, but the morale is low. Here's why I say this. I know sometimes black women can, especially in the working environments, can seem to attack each other. But one thing I noticed, I've done a lot of side gigs on top of me being an occupational therapist, which I just started back this past Monday full time as an occupational therapist. I've done side jobs, I'm not going to be ashamed to admit it, like DoorDash, Postmates, and even Lyft, okay? And I did Lyft because I didn't have a vehicle. My other vehicle kind of broke down and I did not have the money to try to put into another vehicle. So I'm using a Lyft Express drive car, and I have to make so many rides to, cover the rental fee for each week for the car. But anyway, here's why I say all of that. With my DoorDash and Postmates and all the stuff I do on the side and Lyft, I notice whenever I give black women rides or if I deliver something to black women, they seem to want to give tips. And even when I gave like 2 or 3 black women a ride during Lyft, they said, "Oh, I'm going to give you 5 stars, 5 stars, 5 stars." And so here's what I want to say about that. And even the black women who gave to me, or brown women, however you want to identify yourselves, because it's really just an identity. Even the brown women who gave to me during the time I really needed a lot of help. It was a bunch of, I don't think I can really count the number of black women that were willing to help me. Okay. And so what I'm saying is that I don't think black women, brown women, are as bad as people really want to think they are. Now, I know I went through the history, and the only reason I went through the history of black women and black men is because, number one, this ain't all of what's going on with black people is not the white person's fault. That's the main reason why I did it, because white supremacy keep getting blamed on what's going on with the group of people who were the first people on the freaking planet. White people came last. I just don't understand how they get blamed for all of black people's problems. But so that's my main reason. And I talk about the fighting that was going on during matriarchy before patriarchy was fully established by the Caucasian. There was already some fighting going on between the black women and black men during matriarchy, and fighting going on between black women and black women. Okay, and now the reason I brought that up is so people can understand that it was problems going on before the white man. Okay, because that's what's been indoctrinated in black people, unfortunately, that everything is the white man's fault. But I'm gonna get off of that because I sidebarred. Okay, with all of that said, black women are not as bad as they seem. Their morale is extremely low. Now, I'm not going to make excuses for this evil that I'm kind of seeing though lately. I cannot excuse the evil, but what I'm saying is that from my experiences, because I can't speak for everybody else, and I'm talking about my experiences from black women I don't even know, like you guys who support me and the other ladies because the black women that's in my family have not been too sweet. And it's definitely emotionally, I haven't been allowed to tell my story. When things happen to me, they call me a liar. So I've been through similar things that a lot of black girls go through when they try to tell their truth. So I've been through stuff in my family where the black women have been evil, but at the same time, I've seen a lot of black women who I see signs where black women could stick together, but the morale is so low because of a lot of broken promises. A lot of broken promises. Okay. Now here's an example I want to give, and I don't mean any harm by this. So I'm hoping nobody gets upset that I'm about to say this, but if so, just think about it. This SOS, Sisters Overcoming Stigma, it used to be called Sisters Overcoming Stereotypes, right? I think this was in 2017. I saw how black women were so excited, so ready to give. And like I said, it was countless numbers of black women. I think the number they were trying, what was the number that was supposed to be raised, because they surpassed that goal, and I think it was over $10,000 in a very short period of time, and mostly from black women. I mean, you had some white men to give too, and I think maybe a couple of black men. I'm not really sure. I think a couple of them, but it's always the majority of black women who give. So I'm going to say this: if black women were so terrible, because I'm about to change my tune on black women right now. I'm not going to keep. I know it's a lot of evil black women out there, but I'm seeing that it could be some good in black women. I'm seeing this. And the reason why a lot of them, there's so much internalized hatred going on with black women is because it's constant disappointment. They're constantly let down. I'm going to say we too, because I gave to that too. I'm always giving to something, and then I don't see nothing come out of it. And I'm not going to judge nobody, because that's why I don't, if I decide to do something, I'm not going to say what I'm going to do until I'm finished. Okay. And I'm not going to ask nobody for no money, because I see black women keep giving their money and nothing comes out of it. Okay. So whatever I decide to do, I'm not going to ask you for a dime. I'm going to show you the finished product. And if I do ask for any kind of donations, you're going to see my track record. Okay. Instead of you not knowing anything about me or the works I've done, and I'm just asking you for money, I'm not going to do that. But I'm not going to talk about SOS because I have not kept up with them. So I want you guys to let me know what's going on. But I think at this point, it's time to kind of speak up a little bit. I know that we have our popular personalities, and I'm not trying to put anybody on blast, but I think black women, the fact that they gave so much to the SOS, even when I think it was this thing where they wanted to shut Tommy Sotomayor down, and it was a petition going around to silence him. It was a whole lot of black women that signed that too. They surpassed their goal. I mean, so black women are not that bad. Okay, I think the problem is that there's never any results that come out of anything that we try to do. There's not any results. Even with the Me Too movement that lady started, I think it was in Philadelphia. It's for inner city girls who didn't have a voice. It started for inner city girls and women who did not have a voice in their environment. And these rich white women, started with Alyssa Milano, took it, and these rich white, and I'm not trying to be racist by saying white women, I'm just saying how it became something when it was put in the hands of somebody else. That's what I'm saying. So this is not about talking about no white woman. I'm just saying how it became something when it was in the hands of somebody else. And it makes me think, can black people really, can we complete anything? I mean, are we capable of completing something? But see, Me Too movement, the Hollywood got their hands on it. These Hollywood ladies got their hands on it and used it against Harvey Weinstein. And while people talking about how, trying to compare R. Kelly to Harvey Weinstein, let me tell you something. These white women in Hollywood gonna make sure Harvey Weinstein don't work again. So I don't even know why they trying to compare R. Kelly to Harvey Weinstein. I think he's getting his punishment. R. Kelly don't seem to be getting that. Okay, not if it was up to black people, he wouldn't. Okay, so anyway, I say that to say that I think the problem with a lot of black women is that the constant letdown, people making false promises, and that's why I don't want to be the one to do it. And if, like I said, when I do something, you're not going to hear about anything I've done until I'm finished, until the product is finished and you get to see it. Because it's too many people that's just letting down black women right now, and black people, but I'm not really focused on the male side. Okay, I'm not focused on the male side because the women's side are the least protected. The girls are the least protected, and so I don't have room to be thinking about the male. I just don't. Okay, not when the females are unprotected the way they are. I'm not putting my attention on the males. Okay. But yeah, that's all I got to say. An example, and this lady, I can't remember what her name is. If I do remember her name, I'm not going to put her out there. But she left a comment, and this is, I'm just using her as an example. It's not nothing negative against her. But she left a comment under one of my videos talking about how she has some ideas for the SOS and Sisters Overcoming Stereotypes, Sister Overcoming Stigma. And I forgot everything that she said, but she said she had some ideas and she was trying to bring a certain case to SOS to try to work together to bring, to have justice for, I guess, a certain person. And she just said that she did not hear back from them. Now, this is what this one person said. I think it's just time to speak up at this point. Okay, I think it's time to speak up because, on one hand, and like I said, I have not been keeping up with SOS, so I don't have anything to say about them. I did give to them. I think I gave to them a couple of times, but because I have not kept up with anything that they're doing, I can't really have anything negative to say because I have not made it a point to keep up with anything that they're doing. But I think it's time to start speaking your piece because here's why. We often talk about how stuff happen in these little inner cities and stuff happening to children and women and even other black men and, murders. Not that I want to compare this to a murder, but we often talk about things, how they have this no snitching policy in the hood, right? But at the same time, this look like it's a no snitching policy right here because the people are so popular who started this, nobody wants to open up their mouth. And so how is this any different? And I know this is going to be an unpopular video because the black community don't like to speak up. And I don't even really consider myself a part of the black community no more. But black people don't like to speak up. Being quiet about this after you don't get, especially after you don't gave your money, and from people who usually gets the job done, I guess. To not speak up is no different from the hood that have this no snitching policy. It's the same no snitching policy when you don't want to really speak up about giving your money to a movement and you don't see what's come out of it. And it's been thousands of dollars, okay? And nothing has come out of it. Now, it's nowhere near what Umar Johnson collected. Nowhere near what Polite has collected. So it's nowhere near what black men have taken from black women. But at the same time, even if it's just $1,000, $2,000, just because Umar Johnson takes almost $1 million does not give me the right to even take $2,000 from black women. Black women, see, this is what I'm talking about. That's why I say black women are not so bad. They've just been let down. And that's why I started encouraging black women to get into different cultures, immerse in different cultures, because black people keep letting black women down. And I know you can't trust non-black people either, but I just feel like they produce more results at this point. I feel like they produce more results. They're going to say what they're going to do, and they're going to produce a result. I see more results coming from non-black people than I do black people. I see ideas and fantasies, and I see good ideas coming from black people, but it does not materialize as it will with non-black people. Okay? So yeah, you guys let me know what you think. But yeah, so the title of this audio is, black women could be better, but their morale is low. And don't get me wrong, I know some evil people out there. Some people, people want to call them mammies or whoever they. I understand all of that, but I'm starting to see black women a little bit differently than just focusing on so many of them being evil. Because trust me, I'm gonna be honest with you, my mother is evil as evil as get out. Matter of fact, in a vision, I didn't even see her as a woman. I saw her as a half man, a half beast. That's how I saw her in a vision. But I'm not gonna let that, make me feel the same way for all black women. Okay. I'm not gonna let that happen. But that takes a lot of inner work, and I did not see a therapist for that either. People always talking about, no, they can't afford the health care and they can't afford a therapist. I didn't see a therapist for that. I didn't see a therapist. I did a lot of meditation. I worked on myself. I went inner, and that's how I worked on it. I changed the way I felt about it instead of having a bunch of negative emotions, because I can't. The way to defeat people like that is to raise your frequency and not hold on to a lot of negative emotions. That's how you defeat those kind of people. So And I didn't see a therapist for that. But that's not to say nobody else should see therapy if they really need it. But I didn't have the money to keep putting on no therapists because they cost like about $200 every 30 minutes. I don't have that kind of money for them. And a lot of times they not hardly telling you nothing. That's just my experience. So I don't have that kind of money for them. Okay, but I did some pretty good work on myself though. Because I would listen to what my inner self was telling me. I would see visions, I would interpret the visions, and I would work on it. Okay, probably far more than what a therapist could have told me. Okay, I'm just saying. But anyway, that's it. You guys let me know what you think about that. You know, black women not so bad. I know a lot of black women are evil as I don't know what, but they have a lot of internalized misogyny. Black women have a lot of internalized hate. And it's a lot of it is low morale because I see, like I said, when I would make deliveries and stuff, I see how black women want to, you know, a lot of them want to give me tips sometimes more than white people. They want to give me tips. They will say, oh, I'm going to give you 5 stars. It's like, it's a part of them that really want to stick together with other black women. It's a part of them. But now I'm going to say this, and this ain't no hatred towards no black men, but I'm not going to keep saying I don't hate black men because I don't feel like I need to say that. Black women are this man comes in the middle. When the black women want to stick together, here come this man bringing his butt in the middle of it, trying to stop black women. Every time black women want to have a movement of their own, here come this man walking his butt in the middle, making sure black women see the black men are the problem when it comes to that. When it comes to, because I see something in black women I do want to bond, but this man makes sure he brings his butt in the middle so it don't happen. I'm telling you. And that's not to blame everything on him, but I'm not going to say that I don't see that stuff now. I'm not going to say I don't see it. But other than that, and I saw the way black women were willing to help me, and I saw how much black women gave to that SOS movement. I saw how they quickly opened up their pocketbooks, and I'm talking about in less than no time, reached about over $10,000, I believe, or close to $10,000. So black women are constantly let down. And now, I'm not talking about the SOS movement. You guys let me know what happened with that. But I just think the morale in black women is so low that a lot of black women have resort to evil. Okay? But there were times when black women want to stick together because black women wouldn't open up their wallets and give thousands of dollars to a movement for black women and girls had they not want to see something. So, you know, that's my point right there in saying that. Okay. But anyway, you guys let me know what you think. And like I said, this is not a knock to anybody else or anybody who started the SOS. This is not a knock to anybody. But I just want to know what came out of it because it's time that no snitching policy, it's time for it to stop. Because if nobody wants to tell the truth about this, then you can't judge people in the hood for not snitching on these gangbangers. Because I promise you, a lot of these gangsters have some kind of hierarchy, even though they dusties, they have some kind of hierarchy. And so you have some of these people that live by themselves, that don't have no protection, and then we judge them because they won't open up their mouth knowing goodness well somebody might come in their house and kill their behinds. But we judge them for not opening up their mouth, but nobody wants to speak up against popular YouTubers. Nobody wants to speak up against them. What happened with that movement? Because black women were excited to be for black women and girls. What happened with it? Because when we call this out, we're guilty because Umar Johnson got away with what he did for so long. This is how black women guilt each other. We call this stuff out. Oh, but why didn't you say nothing about Umar Johnson? Well, a lot of people said something about Umar Johnson. See, but why not answer to the SOS? Why we gotta go with, oh, but what about Umar Johnson? Oh, but what about Polite? No, what about let's stay on topic. What about this movement for black women and girls? And let's not bring up Umar Johnson. Okay? But anyway, that's all I got to say. I hope I didn't sound harsh in here. I hope I didn't sound like I was trying to judge anybody. I really don't want to do that. But, I don't want to keep hopping on black women. I see in black women where black women could be a lot better. But I also see a low morale from the constant disappointments, and there's no confidence in black women. Black women lost their confidence. Black women are constantly let down. Okay, but anyway, let me know what your thoughts are, and I will talk to you soon.